fast break three. Oh. Oh, wow, that was quite a collision. Like the biggest and smallest guy ever collided.
You got it on YouTube too.
Yeah, I broadcast it.
A little bit too fast.
Alright guys, we're good. Now let's go ahead and find it for now so we're ready to go.
Sounds good. We'll get it started, yeah.
Alright, so
Hello and welcome in Sheldon High School and Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. We're getting set for some boys high school basketball at the 6A level here in the state of Oregon. It's the host, Sheldon Irish, taking on the visitors from Eugene, South Eugene Axemen for the crosstown rivalry. It should be a fun one. Thanks for joining us on SheldonAthletics.com. My name is Mark Randy. Joining me here above Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium is Sean McPherson. We have a fun crosstown rivalry for you today. The Irish versus the Axemen. This should be a fun game. Both teams around 500. In fact, they're both at 8-8 so far this season. This is shaping up to be quite a fun game here today on this Tuesday night.
Yeah, two teams about in the middle of the pack in the Southwest Conference, both sitting at 8-8. South Eugene coming off two big wins, including against number one in the Southwest Conference, North Medford, and then a win against Roseburg. We thought they were going to be without their best player, Jay Elmore, averaging 22 points per game, but it looks like he's going to make a return after missing just one game. Also look out for Will Graves and Aiden Clark as their next two players along with Elmore in the South Eugene front. For Sheldon, they are coming off two straight losses for the second time this year, and they're looking to bounce back against what we thought was going to be a shorthanded South Eugene squad, but now they're going to have to do it against Elmore and company.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. You talked about Jay Elmore for South Eugene. He is one of the best players in the Southwest Conference. Last year as a junior, he was the Southwest Conference Player of the Year, a first-team Southwest Conference player, an honorable mention All-State. Looking to build on that this year. He averages about 22 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game. He injured his ankle late in that win over North Medford. As you mentioned, the top team, the team to beat in the Southwest Conference. That was 11 days ago from tonight. He then missed the game versus Roseburg, in which South Eugene they won by 7 points, and he is warming up, and he is listed as being in the starting lineup today. This comes after head coach Dave Hancock said earlier this week he would not play tonight. So a bit of a surprise here. Jay Elmore in the starting lineup. It's a right ankle injury, ruled a sprain as there were no fractures based on the x-ray. He is still wearing a brace on that right ankle, but we will see how good he is today. Certainly the best player in the conference last year. He could have a huge impact on this game. Sheldon, they're dealing with some injuries on their side as well. The senior guard, Anthony Levert, he's been plagued with injuries all year long. He missed the first number of games, played a few in the middle, is out again, re-injuring his right foot. He's on the bench in street clothes with a cast and a boot on his right foot. Sheldon will need to bounce back without one of their quick guards on the court as well.
Yeah, we were watching Sheldon warm up without their JV players, and they only had about 6 or 7 guys out there, so look for them to have less depth. And for South Eugene, we talk about Jay Elmore, but the players have been stepping up throughout the season. Will Graves coming off of a 15-point game, Aiden Clark coming off a 10-point game, and Cole McKinnon coming off a 15-point game. They didn't, against that number one North Medford team in the Southwest Conference, they didn't have Elmore down the stretch, and they still managed to win that game. So his supporting cast is stepped up, and the South Eugene team is becoming more dangerous as the season goes on.
Yeah, both Clark and Makinich, you said, were in double figures in their last game, the win versus Roseburg, averaging fewer than 5 points per game total this year, but both in double figures in that win versus Roseburg. We'll see if that's something that continues here tonight for this South Eugene team, looking to get back above 500. Don't let the record fool you. This South Eugene team is a very good team. They score 60 points per game, third best in the conference. Their defense leaves something to be desired. Sixth best in the conference. They give up over 61 points per game, but this is still a team that can beat anyone in the conference. They showed that when they beat North Medford at home without Jay Elmore in that fourth quarter. So we'll see what does happen here in the rest of the season. They were picked in the preseason poll, the preseason coach poll. They were picked to finish first in the conference, right ahead of North Medford and then Sheldon in third. All three of those teams received a couple, at least, first place votes by the coaches. All right, getting close to the game time. Time now for the anthem. We'll take a break, listen in, and be back for starting lineups and the tip-off between these two teams right after this. And a beautiful rendition of our nation's song performed here by the Sheldon Pep Band right in front of us here at Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. Should be a fun one once again. Thanks for joining us here on SheldonAthletics.com. Mark Randy and Sean McPherson with you here live from Sheldon High School. It's the 8-8 Sheldon Irish, 2-3 in conference play, taking on the 8-8 South Eugene Axemen, 3-1 in Southwest Conference play. The lineups here first for the South Eugene Axemen, led by 17th year head coach Dave Hancock. Hancock is also the athletic director at South Eugene. He's won 250 games in those 17 seasons. He was the coach of the year in the Southwest Conference in 2015. That was the year South Eugene. They went all the way to the semifinals of the state before losing to West Lynn. It was, in fact, the team that wanted to win the championship. And they did finish third place in that one, winning the third and fifth place game in the 2015 season. In his first 16 years, they made the postseason 13 times. A pretty good track record here for Dave Hancock and this squad. Here's a lineup for South Eugene as announced right in front of us right now. Starting at a guard spot, the 6'4" senior Will Graves, the son of Oregon women's basketball head coach Kelly Graves, who is in attendance tonight, sitting at the very top of the bleachers on the far side behind the South Eugene bench. Also starting at a guard, the 6'1" Jay Elmore, the senior, back in the lineup after missing a game plus with that right ankle injury. Also starting at a wing spot, the 6'3" senior Calvin Mitchell. Another guard spot, the 5'11" sophomore Sam Harris. And rounding out the lineup, the 6'8" sophomore center Aiden Clark. Now for the Sheldon Irish, announced by fifth-year head coach Daniel Clark. He's won 76 games in his 4+ seasons. They went all the way to the state title game in 2013-2014. They lost to West Lynn, and they made it to the playoffs in each of his first 4 years. Their lineup looks like this. Starting at a guard spot, the 6' senior Devontae Bailey. Also at a guard for Sheldon, the 5'11" senior Jaron Banks. A wing, the 6'4" senior Uda Maggio. Also at a wing spot, the 6'4" senior Zach Hankins. And it down low, manning the post for the Irish, the 6'5" junior post, Patrick Herbert. There are your starting lineups here, and we're set for basketball. It'll be Herbert along with Clark as we get set for the jump. Right here from Sheldon High School. Mark Randy and Sean McPherson with you from Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. Ball in the air. The tip is taken by the shorter Patrick Herbert. The Irish control moving from right to left. Top of the key, Jaron Banks. Now Hankins right wing. A backdoor cut. Alley-oop to Herbert, and he slams it down. What a way to start for the Irish. It's 2-0 Sheldon. Now going the other way is South Eugene. Top of the key is Calvin Mitchell. Right wing is Will Graves. Passes it back to the top of the key. Over to Sam Harris. Now back to Graves, right wing. Pass goes into Clark, down low, back out to the right corner. Mitchell, right back to Clark, though. Kicks it out right side. Over to Sam Harris, top of the key. Back to Harris in the corner. His three-pointer is strong. Rebound taken by Herbert. Up the floor, Maggio. Sheldon going quickly here. They dribble it back out. The ball taken away by Will Graves. Pass up the floor to Harris. Layup off the glass. No good. Rebound to Herbert, his second already. Sheldon the other way. Banks down the middle part of the lane. Left side. Hankins, his three-pointer in rhythm. Is straight through. What a start for the Irish. A quick 5-0 run a minute in. Across half court for South Eugene on the right side is Will Graves. Now a jumper from Elmore. Free throw line is off. Rebound for the Irish. It goes to Jaron Banks. Now left side Maggio. Drives in. Floater up off the glass. No good. Rebound to Elmore. And he falls down, kicks it out to his teammate. Brought across half court now by Sam Harris. 5-0 Sheldon. 6:30 to go here in this first quarter. Harris bringing this one here across half court. Now passes it on the right side. Mitchell drives into the paint. A floater, and it's off, but a whistle and a foul. And he'll head to the line for 2 free throws.
Sheldon came out swinging in this game. An alley-oop to Herbert sent a statement on the first play of the game, and Herbert also has 2 rebounds. So Sheldon came out swinging and with lots of energy in this game after 2 straight losses.
And that foul was on Zach Hankins, the first foul for anyone in this game. First free throw rattles in for Calvin Mitchell, the senior. Scored 5 points in that win over Roseburg last time out. Second free throw rattles in as well for Mitchell, and it's 5-2, Sheldon in front. No pressure here from South Eugene as Banks brings this one across the timeline easily. Now he's picked up by Sam Harris on the right wing in front of the South Eugene bench. Kicks left side. Hankins drives based on a fading jumper. A bit strong, no good. A rebound to Graves in South Eugene. Now Harris pushes it the other way, loses the ball, picks it back up, maintains control with his dribble. Now, top of the key, dribbles to the left, crossover into the lane he goes. Ball tipped away from behind by Banks, who was trailing the play. He knocks it out of bounds, and it stays Axeman ball. 5:50 left in the first quarter. It's 5-2 Sheldon. Graves to inbound, finds Elmore right side. A wide open three-pointer, strong. Rebound to Herbert already, his third board. Now Hankins, left side, Maggio. Has a dribble. Use it to the top of the key. A screen from Hankins. Passes it to Bailey on the right wing. Looking for a passer. Finds Banks in the far corner. Right back to Bailey, top of the key. Swung near side, Maggio. Now to Hankins. And down low, Herbert. One spin move. Right-handed shot up and good for Herbert. His second bucket. He has 4 points. Lead all scorers at 7-2 Sheldon. We played 3 minutes. The Irish in front by 5. Top of the key is Harris for South Eugene. Dribbles from left to right into the lane. Now dribbles it back out of the corner. Right wing three-pointer for Graves is strong. Rebound to Bailey. No numbers, but he pushes anyways. Now dribbles it back out of the far corner, where he's facing some pressure from Elmore. Back to the top of the key to Jaron Banks. Good crowd on hand here for both sides. Now Maggio near corner. A jumper from deep 2 is strong. Hits his own board, lays it up and out. Own board again, pushes it back up, and it drops. Persistence paying off for Uda Maggio, and Sheldon in front 9-2, and that prompts a quick timeout from South Eugene head coach Dave Hancock. A dream start here for the Irish at home. They're in front 9-2 with 4.5 to go.
Yeah, South Eugene off to a slow start here. Not sure if they've seen a team like Sheldon. Sheldon ranks 4th in the conference in defense, and they present a lot of size offensively and defensively. And they don't seem to have, South Eugene doesn't seem to have an answer for Patrick Herbert, because South Eugene doesn't come out with a ton of size on their starting lineup.
And they do have the 6'8" Aiden Clark, but Herbert a much bigger body. Clark, tall and skinny. Herbert, very big as well, and he can power his way down low with that as well. And that brings up our first substitution. Clark now out of the game, and replacing him is a 6'6" Henry Leininger, who is a bit larger in the sense that Herbert is as well. We'll see if they can battle down low for positioning. Back underway, top of the key for South Eugene is Calvin Mitchell that throws the ball away to Udamaggio. Brings it across half court, now passes to Hankins, left wing, a skip pass into Banks, pass now for Herbert, he makes the catch, lays it up and out, rebound tip taken by Maggio. Back to Hankins near half court. Now Maggio in the near corner skips it back around to Hankins. Now Banks on the right wing. Offensive rebounds a story here early as well for the Irish. Banks top of the key. Maggio left wing into the corner. It goes for Bailey. Right back to Maggio. Now swung around far side. Skip pass near corner. Pump fakes on the three. Now a three-pointer for Bailey. It's off. Rebound goes to Leininger for South Eugene. Harris across half court again here for the Axemen, moving from left to right in this first quarter. 9-2 Sheldon, 3:45 left. Graves gets the ball down on Leininger and a foul on the catch. This one goes against Herbert. That's a better matchup, I think, for South Eugene. The bigger body Leininger against Patrick Herbert, and it draws a foul on Herbert.
Yeah, and you see the sub right away, but that's one thing that would help South Eugene a lot, get Herbert into foul trouble, because like I said, not sure if they have a matchup for the big body in Herbert.
Elmore checks out, replacing him is Makinich. His first jumper on the inbound pass is off. Offensive board though for Leininger. Spins, fires, it rims out. Rebound out of Jaron Banks of the Irish. Banks across half court, down the lane, right wing to Maggio. Thought about a three, but passes it back to the top of the key. Now goes to the near wing to Bailey. Back to the top as the Irish reset the offense. Now left side, Bailey. Hankins left wing. Skip pass onto the right side. Now into the corner. A deep three for Jaron Banks is off to the right. No good. Rebound to Leininger. Up the floor. The pass goes Mitchell. A 1-on-2. Now right wing. It goes to Makinich. Steps back. Harris drives into the paint. Layup is up. No good. A whistle on the foul is on the drive. No shot attempt there for Sam Harris. And it'll be an inbounds play here for South Eugene underneath their own basket. This foul, it goes against Devontae Bailey, his first for Sheldon. And that brings in a substitution here for the Irish as Dominic McGarvey checks in. He replaces Patrick Herbert. Good 5 minutes for Herbert. He has 4 points to go with a handful of rebounds, 4 rebounds to be exact. Graves to inbound here for South Eugene. Fires the top of the key to Harris. He controls. Now right side over to Mitchell. Right back to Harris. Now skip far side Makinich. Just into the game for Jay Elmore, the star of this South Eugene team, coming back from injury. Now Makinich drives, gets it back, and it's taken away. Going the other way for Sheldon is Banks. Pass to Bailey. Layup is up. No good, but a whistle, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. That one, I think, will go against Will Graves, and indeed it will. It's his first. And it sends Bailey to the line for 2 shots.
Big improvement defensively with the sub of Henry Leininger, and they sent the double team on Herbert as well, and I think it caused Herbert a little bit of fits compared to his early start, and then they sub him out, and now they're back in this game a little bit, playing much better defensively.
Free throw rattles out there for Devontae Bailey. A sub for Sheldon. Cameron Owen checks in. He replaces Udamaggio for the Irish. Second free throw is in for Devontae Bailey, his first points in this game, and it's 10-2 Sheldon. No field goals yet for South Eugene, only 2 free throws by Calvin Mitchell. Makinich right wing, back to the top of the key to Mitchell. Now Graves, far wing, pass into the corner to Mitchell. Thought about a three, a jab step. Now passes back to the top of the key to Harris, right wing Makinich. Looking to post up Leininger, and he does now. Backdoor cut, Harris passes back inside, taken away by McGarvey. Now Banks, up the floor it goes, into the corner. Driving is Bailey, acrobatic layup is up and good. Devontae Bailey hanging in the air, got it a drop. It's 12-2 Sheldon. Harris across the timeline. Now to Graves, a three-pointer left wing, sideways spinning, it rims out. Rebound to McGarvey, Sheldon the other way again. Left side, Hankins, thought about a three into the corner. Owen, his three-pointer, rattles out, rebound goes to Leininger. Now Graves across half court, no numbers, pushed anyways, pass into the corner. Now top of the key, Leininger, thought about a three, but passed it off. Over to Mitchell, he drives in, layup off the glass is too strong, no good. Rebound again for Sheldon, goes to the point guard, Jaron Banks. A minute and a half left, a 10-point Sheldon lead. Left side, Bailey for Sheldon, back to the top of the key, Jaron Banks. Now into the corner, and it goes to Hankins, picked up there by Mitchell. Spins away, passes it back to the top of the key. Now near corner, another three. Cameron Owen rims out, rebound tipped, taken by South Eugene and Calvin Mitchell. He brings it across half court, down to 1 minute left here in the first quarter. 12-2 Sheldon. The Irish defense stifling here in this first period. Left side is Will Graves, the 6'4" senior guard. 45 seconds left in the quarter. Graves a screen from Leininger. Right back to him. Now top of the key. Mitchell drives into the paint. Right corner three for Harris. Strong rebound taken by McGarvey, but he's whistled for an over-the-back foul. Well, Sheldon can't believe it, as McGarvey just taller than Leininger, but must have pushed off a bit on the back of Leininger, and he's called for a foul.
Yeah, and the sub of Henry Leininger has done great things for South Eugene. He already came in and has 4 rebounds, and Sheldon hasn't been able to get any offensive rebounds since that sub.
Jay Elmore back into the game here for South Eugene. Graves to inbounds. Finds Elmore in the corner. 35 seconds left. Now Leininger at the top of the key. Looks for Elmore, but drives it himself. Spin move. Layup is up. No good. A whistle and a foul. Another whistle against McGarvey, and it means 2 free throws here for Henry Leininger. So 2 whistles, 2 fouls in a matter of seconds on McGarvey, his first 2, and he will be replaced here after this first free throw by Leininger. Leininger's first free throw up and good. His first points in this one. First points for South Eugene since early in this first quarter.
Yeah, Leininger's a big body that if he can get those Sheldon bigs in foul trouble, that'll open up lots of driving opportunities to score the ball for South Eugene.
Next free throw misses. Rebound to McGarvey. And now Banks is fouled on the right side of the floor by Will Graves. That's Will Graves' second foul, not something that head coach Dave Hancock will be happy with, and he's currently trying to get an explanation from Will Graves about it. 25 seconds left, 12-3 Sheldon. Banks across half court. And what could be the final possession of this first quarter for either side. 15 seconds left. Now controlled by Owen. Into the corner it goes. Bailey. 10 seconds left. Bailey spin move. Drives baseline. A floater is up. Rims out. Rebound. Fought for on the floor. Taken there by South Eugene. A 3-quarter court heave for Leonard. Is off the backboard and no good. And that does it for the first quarter of action. Sheldon in front by 9. 12-3 is the score. Sheldon offensively looks good to start. They not as good late in that quarter, but the defense has been phenomenal. No field goals allowed. 3 free throws. That is it for South Eugene and Sheldon. They're in front 12-3.
Yeah, we knew coming into this game that South Eugene was the stronger offensive team and Sheldon was the stronger defensive team. But so far, Sheldon is winning that battle with physicality and utilizing their bigs and causing trouble for players like Jay Elmore and Will Graves, who haven't been able to get anything going thus far. I don't doubt that South Eugene will be able to turn the offense around, being the 3rd best team, offense in the Southwest Conference, but that time is not been able to come with the way Sheldon defense is playing.
Now you mentioned Elmore and Graves, the 2 leading scorers for this team. Together they average over 32 points per game. They have nothing in that first quarter. 2 points for Mitchell, 1 for Leininger, all of them from the free throw line. All right, time for the second quarter here from Sheldon High School, as it'll be Elmore as he inbounds to Zach Leonard. So moving from left to right is South Eugene here in quarter number 2. Elmore controls right wing. Now top key Leininger, backdoor cut for Graves, knocked away, he recovers it, passes into the corner, over to Cole Makinich. Now Makinich jumping from the free throw line is short. Rebound though goes on the offensive end to Leininger. Spins, fires, and it drops. First field goal of the game for South Eugene. It belongs to Henry Leininger. 12-5 our score. Left side, Cameron Owen for the Irish. Now Bailey top of the key, picked up there by Zach Leonard. Back to Owen near side. Now Maggio top of the key. Left side Owen. On the baseline, it's Herbert. Skip pass, right side. Bailey drives in the lane, spins out of trouble, passes back to Owen, left side. Penetrates into the key, passes back to Herbert. Layup is up off the glass and good. Nice job there on the pass from Owen. Finds a cutting Herbert, and it's 14-5 Sheldon. On the right side, Makinich for South Eugene. Evades some pressure and passes it over to Leininger. Now a backdoor cut. It goes for Leonard. Into the corner, Elmore. His three-pointer is short. Rebound goes to Maggio, and Sheldon spins away from a double team. Across half court he goes, pushes in the lane, layup high off the glass, no good but a whistle. And he heads to the line for 2 free throws. Uda Maggio just faster than everyone on the lane, gets 2 free throws here, all because of his hustle on the offensive end.
Uda Maggio has been quietly playing really good this game. He looks up for the challenge of guarding South Eugene star Jay Elmore, and so far he's just winning that battle.
When that foul goes against Will Graves, his 3rd personal. He'll be replaced here by Aiden Clark. The first free throw, by the way, rimmed out for Maggio. 2 points in this one. 14-5, Sheldon in front. Next free throw for Maggio is straight through. He has 3 points for the Irish. 15-5, Sheldon, a 10-point lead for the Irish. Will Graves, 3 fouls here in this first half. He's on the bench now. Right wing is Elmore, kicks it over, looking for a passer in Leininger in the corner, but it was tipped by the Irish. Goes out of bounds off Sheldon, and it stays South Eugene basketball as Leininger will inbound from the far corner. Gets it into Harris as he dribbles back to the top of the key for the Axemen. Now Elmore still scoreless on the right wing, coming back from the right ankle injury. Leininger at the free throw line. Pass it to Elmore. Pump fakes on the 3. Passes back on the left side to Harris. Right back to Elmore, right wing. Now on the right elbow, a spin move. Leininger, a step back jumper from the free throw line. It's an air ball. Rebound to McGarvey. Now across half court for the Irish. Goes Devontae Bailey, but he's whistled for a travel as he drove into the lane. He was knocked down, but the travel was first. The turnover for Sheldon, just their second. So South Eugene now going the other way. 6 minutes left in this first half. 15-5, Sheldon in front. In this crosstown rivalry, the Irish versus South Eugene. Driving down the right side of the floor. Leonard, jumper is up and off, but a whistle. And he earns 2 shots from the free throw line. This one goes against Cameron Owen for the Irish. It's his first.
I'm still waiting for the South Eugene offense to start clicking. When Jay Elmore is unavailable to do any of the scoring because of the great defense by Sheldon, it really blocks off the rest of those players to utilize Jay Elmore's talent. So we'll see if the rest of the players can get something going while Jay Elmore is struggling to get anything going so
Leonard's
far.
First free throw, part of me rattles out. Second one is straight through. His first points in this one. Sheldon going the other way quickly. Down low on the right block is Herbert. Picked up there by Clark. Loses the ball, picks it back up at the 3-point line. Now finds help there in Devontae Bailey. Top of the key. Steps back. Thinks about a 3, but passes to Owen, left wing. Now Owen in the paint. A spin move. Passes to McGarvey on the left elbow. Now he drives in. Layup is up off the glass, and it's good. A nice finish there from the Irish. And now South Eugene going the other way here. On the top of the key for South Eugene is pass into the corner to Jay Elmore. Now Leininger at the top of the key, passes it back off to Elmore. On the right wing, picked up by Maggio. Now right side for Sheldon. As they guard him, it's Elmore now on the corner. On the right side, a jumper from 15 feet off the side of the backboard. Rebound to Maggio. Now up to Bailey, left side. His layup is up, and it rattles in. He shot that from behind the backboard and got it to drop anyways. Another timeout here for South Eugene as Sheldon there in front, 19-6. Sheldon still playing great defensively, and the offense coming along as well.
Henry Leininger yelling at his players at the timeout to get in this game. He's the only player that's really impressed me for this team so far with 5 rebounds and a lot of hustle plays. But the rest of the team just lacked energy against this energetic Sheldon Irish squad. I'm waiting for Jay Elmore and company to start stepping up and making some plays. They have been nowhere offensively in this game.
Still 0 points for those two. Something to worry about if you are South Eugene. Will Graves, 3 fouls. He likely won't play the rest of this half. You only get 5 fouls in high school basketball. We'll see how that does play out the rest of the way. Sheldon in front by 13 points, 19-6. It was a 9-point lead at the end of one. Sheldon has added on here in the first 3 minutes and 20 seconds of this second quarter.
Sheldon's playing great defense, and they're limiting second chance points destroying the rebound battle so far.
Back in action here, South Eugene across half court. Top of the key is Sam Harris. Now on the right elbow it goes to Leininger. Passes back to Elmore, right wing. Pump fakes a three, drives in, passes it back to Leininger at the three-point line. Elmore again, right wing, picked up there by the Irish and Jaron Banks. Now the pass within Joyce, spin move, kicks it back out Elmore, right wing, jab step, drives in, a fading jumper is off. Rebound goes to Herbert and the Irish, his fifth board. Now the other way goes Sheldon in the corner. Oh, and his three-pointer in rhythm is off. Rebound to Elmore in South Eugene. Elmore left wing, looks for some lanes, passes to Harris on the right wing. Now far side, Leonard pump fakes, drives in the lane, kicks it to Elmore in the corner. But a whistle and a foul on the drive. As the three from Elmore came after the whistle, it dropped. But it's a foul against the Irish, and it's the seventh team foul. This one goes against Herbert as second. And it means 1-and-1 free throws here for Zach Leonard.
This Sheldon defense is tough to beat. The perimeter defenders are playing great, and then when you beat them, they have some great rim protectors in Herbert and McGarvey to try to get the bucket by as well.
And Leonard's first free throw is good, earning a second free throw here. It rims out, rebound goes to Jaron Banks for Sheldon. 19-7, Sheldon in front, 3:40 left in this first half. McGarvey, three-point line, right wing, a dribble, passes to Herbert. The ball taken away there by Harris. He has a 2-on-1 break, but dribbles back to the top of the key, passes to Joyce, ball knocked away, taken there by Hankins. A turnover for South Eugene, their fourth. Pass up the floor, Herbert, a nice catch, lays it up and in, and the foul! Herbert made the catch as he was being held by Leininger, threw it up in one motion, it fell, and a free throw coming up. First foul on Leininger for South Eugene.
Yeah, hasn't been a lot of fast break offense in this game, but you see Sheldon there, threw it down court, to Herbert, and was able to finish the bucket.
Kind of looked like a football pass. You say downfield. It was a heave there from Sheldon and Jaron Banks. And that's just the big man for Sheldon, Herbert, going up to grab it before anyone else could. 21-7, Sheldon. Herbert's free throw is short. Rebound goes to South Eugene. And Josh Seufer just into the game here, replacing Leininger. Elmore still scoreless on the left wing. To Seufer, left elbow. Drives against Herbert. Underneath the basket, throws a wild shot. It's an air ball. Great defense by Herbert. Rebound to McGarvey. Hankins across half court for the Irish. Back to McGarvey, top of the key. Now he drives in the lane. A wild layup is up. No good, but a whistle and two free throws coming up here for Sheldon again. This time the whistle goes against Joyce, the 6'8" senior.
Not only is Sheldon playing great defense, but they're doing some great things on offense, as you saw McGarvey utilizing their bigs and driving in and getting fouled with a chance at the charity stripe to get two shots.
McGarvey's first free throw is short. 21-7, Sheldon in front. A sub here for both sides. Jason Berryman replaces Zach Leonard. And Jacob Frey replaces Patrick Herbert for the Irish. McGarvey's second free throw, strong. Rebound to Elmore of South Eugene. It's his third. He's across half court. He's still scoreless. Averages over 20 points per game. A deep three right side for Berryman. It barely takes siren. Rebound goes to McGarvey and Sheldon. Banks across half court, middle part of the lane. Drives into the paint. Layup up off the glass. Rattles out. Tipped, no good. Rebound goes to McGarvey. A shot again, no good. A rebound now tipped around. And a foul goes against South Eugene. Hit it, Jacob Frey in there on the offensive glass, drawing a foul. This one goes against Josh Seufer, his first, and it's a 1-and-1 free throws here, I believe. No, they're calling it a shooting foul, in fact, as Frey goes to the line for two.
Yeah, and Sheldon just dominating on the hustle plays as well, as you saw McGarvey get two rebounds there, setting up the chance for two free throws there.
And we have a discussion here between our officials. Whether or not that was a shooting foul, I guess, is the discussion. Or maybe someone is scraped up, has a bit of blood. They're looking at some of the forearms of some of the players. And it is going to be a side out for Sheldon. So not a shooting foul. I think that is the right call. It's the 16th foul, so still one away from 1-and-1 situation. As Banks will inbound from under his own basket. into the corner. A wide open three for Frey is an air ball. Rebound goes to Behrman for South Eugene. Across half court, Elmore. A screen from Behrman. To the left he goes. A floater from 10 feet out is perfect. And there's the first bucket for Jay Elmore at 21-9. Sheldon the other way quickly. In the paint is Owen. And the shot is rejected, but a whistle and a foul. I could not even hear the whistle. The South Eugene student section got so loud. It's a shooting foul against Cole Makinich of South Eugene, his first, and it sends Owen to the line for two.
Jay Elmore finally got something going on that last possession. As soon as they took out Patrick Herbert, Jay Elmore exploited it into the middle and was able to finish the floater.
Shot is no good. It was not considered a shooting foul, I guess, for Owen. It was 1-1, and he misses. Elmore across half court again. And a deep three here for Elmore, and it's straight through. Jay Elmore maybe finding a rhythm. 5 points quick, and it's 21-12. 2 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Banks slowly across half court. Top of the key. Picked up there by Cole Makinich. Banks dribbling, calling out a play, and now a timeout called by Sheldon. A 30-second one by Daniel Clark, and there is the shooting ability of Jay Elmore. A nice floater, and then a deep three-pointer off the dribble, and there you see why he's averaging over 21 points per game.
Yeah, Jay Elmore finally steps up. But in the pregame, I mentioned the lack of depth for Sheldon on the squad, missing a couple players in this game. And you see Jacob Frey, number 0 in the game, and he's on JV. He's a player I've never seen in the game for Sheldon before. So that could be a turning point in this game, just some inexperience and lack of depth for Sheldon. And also, don't count out South Eugene's offense, ranking third in the, averaging 60.13 points per game in the Southwest Conference, ranking third. So I would not count them out, and Jay Elmore hitting some shots to come back in this game against the lack of depth for Sheldon.
Yeah, I think Jay Elmore probably a little bit rusty. He hasn't played a game in 11 days before today. Injured his right ankle in the fourth quarter in a win over North Medford late last week. Or late 2 weeks ago, pardon me. Back in action here across half court again. Banks, left side, Owen right back to Banks, facing a 1-2-2 zone of South Eugene. A corner three for Owen. It's stuck between the backboard and the rim. I mean, the jump ball possession arrow favors the Irish. Good contest in that far corner as well by Behrman into the corner. Forces the miss, and Sheldon retains possession here on the jump ball. Banks to inbound for Sheldon. Fires the top of the key, throws it backcourt to Frey. Brings it now back across the timeline for Sheldon. Right side, Banks again. A screen from Frey. Into the lane, Banks. Left side, Owen. Out of Hankins, top of the key. Picked up right there by South Eugene. Now Banks back to the top of the key. Loses his dribble, passes to Frey, right wing. A minute to go here in this second quarter. A jumper from the free throw line for Hankins. A high arcing shot. Nothing but net for the Irish. Zach Hankins, he has 5 points. It's back to an 11-point lead for Sheldon. Elmore, a deep three from straight on, and it's straight through again. Jay Elmore is officially heating up. 8 points in the last minute or so, and it's back to an 8-point lead. Jay Elmore, 21.8 points per game. He has 8 all of a sudden here in this second quarter. 35 seconds left. Banks, top of the key, into the corner. Owen, a screen from Banks, ball knocked away. Fight for it. The ball still on the floor, taken by South Eugene. He passes to Elmore, but Elmore out of bounds. It'll stay Sheldon ball. It was Makinich there on the ground, picked it up, fired to Elmore, but Elmore had his foot on the line. Turnover, and it stays Sheldon basketball.
Finally seeing some energy from South Eugene. They're diving for loose balls, and I think it starts with Jay Elmore. 8 points quickly there, and the South Eugene student section's pretty fired up as well.
25 seconds left. The ball inbounded here, top of the key to Jaron Banks. A screen from McGarvey. Banks probing into the lane, layup high off the glass, and it rattles in. A nice finish for Jaron Banks, his first points in this one. 10 seconds left. Elmore across half court. He has the last 8 points of this quarter. A screen, he drives the right, a deep two. The jumper is off. Rebound tipped up. No good. Now it tipped out of bounds off of South Eugene with 1.7 seconds left. Sheldon has a heave attempt left in him here in this second quarter. Hankins to inbound. Fine Banks. His heave from half court. Good if it goes. A bit strong off the backboard. And that does it for the second quarter. Through the first half, it's 25-15. Sheldon is out in front over South Eugene. A little bit of a run there late for the Axemen, led by Jay Elmore. 8 points all in the last 2 minutes of that second quarter, but still a 10-point lead for Sheldon. They're certainly happy with that.
Yeah, South Eugene was just dead for most of that first half, but at the end there, Jay Elmore started to catch fire. The student section got into it, and you felt a lot more energy from the team. And in the second half, Will Graves will be back after having 3 early fouls in the first half, and I see potential of a comeback for the Axemen.
25-15 is the score here. Leading all scorers, 8 points. Herbert, 8 points. Elmore. Also for the Irish, 5 points for Hankins, 5 for Bailey, 3 for Maggio, and 2 each for McGarvey and Jaron Banks. I mentioned the 8 for Elmore for South Eugene, 3 for Laniger, and 2 each for Leonard and Mitchell. It was the Elmore show there late in that first half, leading the way with 8 points. 25-15 is the score. Halftime here. We'll take a break. We'll come back, talk more about this half, and give you the second half right here on SheldonAthletics.com. Once again, 25-15 the score. We'll be back in a quick break after this right here on SheldonAthletics.com. Back here at Sheldon High School, about 2 minutes away from the beginning of half number 2. Through the first 16 minutes, it's 25-15, the Sheldon Irish out in front. And it really was a dominant first half for Sheldon. If it wasn't for a late 8-point run for Jay Elmore alone, this could be close to a 20-point lead for Sheldon. The lead by 10 nonetheless, and Elmore got going late, but that first half was all Sheldon. The defensive end for the Irish was nearly perfect through those first 16 minutes.
Yeah, Sheldon came out really hot and fiery on defense, and the Axemen just came out flat. But late in the second half, they were able to make some tweaks, and Jay Elmore finally started to catch fire and showed signs of life for the Axemen. And I like the second half to be much closer, turn it into a closer game as the second half goes on, as the way the Axemen finished that half.
Yeah, and if Jay Elmore can hit those three-pointers like he did late in that first half, he hit 2 of them off the dribble, created his own shot, a step-back 3 from straight on, also one from the left wing. If he can do that throughout this second half, then South Eugene should have no problem of at least making this a very close game down the stretch. Sheldon are led by Patrick Herbert, 8 points. Balance scoring behind him, 5 each for Devontae Bailey and Zach Hankins, 3 for Uda Maggio, 2 each for Dominic McGarvey and Jaron Banks. Other than Jay Elmore, nothing from Will Graves. You look at the 2 guys that were in double figures last game, nothing from Clark, nothing from McInish. They need Elmore and someone else to really pitch in the second half on the offensive side as well.
Yeah, and I think a huge factor in this game so far is the fact that Patrick Herbert and Dominic McGarvey have as many rebounds as the entire South Eugene squad. So South Eugene needs to get some rebounds in the second half and create some second chance points opportunities for the Axemen.
Yeah, Herbert 6 rebounds, McGarvey 5, a total of 11 for Sheldon. South Eugene begins half number 2, moving from right to left. Elmore top of the key, picked up by Uda Maggio for the Irish. The 10-point Sheldon lead. At the free throw line, it's Leininger, spins into some traffic, throws up a shot, no good, but a foul. And he'll go to line for 2. Is this one against Patrick Herbert for the Irish, or is it against Hankins? It's an important whistle, and this one goes against Hankins. That is his second. It would have been the third on Herbert, so Sheldon a bit lucky there. That one goes against Hankins. First free throw for Leininger is strong, and it rims out.
Yeah, good first play for the Axemen there, penetrating in and getting a foul call on the Irish. Let's see if they can get Herbert or Hankins in some foul trouble and get more rebounds, as I said, during halftime.
Second free throw misses as well. Rebound to Jaron Banks, who's been good from that guard position for Sheldon. A 10-point Irish lead just underway here in half number 2. Into the corner, Bailey. Thought about the 3, but passes on the right block to Herbert. A couple dribbles, spin move, right-handed hook shot. No good, but a whistle, a foul. And he has 2 free throws coming up. Leininger cannot believe it, waving his hands in disbelief that he got whistled for the foul there. It's his second. And Herbert a chance to convert from the free throw line.
Yeah, Leininger's played great this game, but other than that, they don't have any matches for Herbert and McGarvey down low, because they have a lot of tall players, but they don't have anyone quite with the body of Herbert that's been able to grab boards and get some points inside.
Herbert's first free throw short, barely ticks iron. Second one, though, was perfect. Herbert now 9 points, leads all scorers. It's 26-15. The Irish out in front. Elmore across half court again here for South Eugene, picked up by Uda Maggio once again. It's a fun matchup here. Maggio, a great defender for Sheldon. Elmore, crossover dribble passes to Graves. Now back to Elmore on the right side, back to the top of the key. He dribbles it out. A minute into this third quarter, it's an 11-point Sheldon lead. Elmore drives into the paint, pass underneath. That time it goes to McInish. His shot, though, no good. A rebound tip taken by Leininger. A fading jumper is off the iron, no good. Rebound to Herbert. That's number 7 for Patrick Herbert. Now driving in there is Hankins. A jumper from the left, elbow rattles in. Zach Hankins having a good game, his 6th and 7th points. And Sheldon in front by 13. They have a 3-0 edge in this quarter alone. Top of the key for South Eugene, Calvin Mitchell over to Graves on the right wing. His dad, Kelly, head coach of the Oregon women's team, in attendance. Now the ball knocked away, corralled there by Leininger, top of the key. Elmore right side, thought about a very deep 3, but dribbles it out. Now on the right side, Mitchell right back though to Elmore, top of the key. Still guarding him is Udamaggio. A screen from Graves. Elmore probes back into the corner. Skip back top of the key. Graves behind the back, taken away there by Bailey. A 1-on-3 break, but he splits the defense. Layup is up and good with the contact. No whistle, but Bailey, a layup in transition. He has 7, and the Irish in front by 15, doubling up on South Eugene. Elmore, top of the key, crossover, dribble, back to Graves. A deep three-pointer from straight on is perfect. And Will Graves on the scorer's book now with his first 3 points. It's 30-18. Hankins, a three the other way, left wing. It's too strong. Rebound goes to Makinich, and now corralled by Elmore. He's across half court. Left side it goes to Mitchell now. Right back to Elmore, top of the key. A screen, ignored. And now a deep three. Elmore right side is strong. Rebound taken by Jaron Banks. That's his 4th for the Irish. Left side, Maggio. Right back to Banks, top of the key. Now over to the right wing is Devontae Bailey. A crossover dribble. Drives into the paint. Layup is up and good. Another layup for Devontae Bailey. He has 9 points, tied for the game high with Patrick Herbert. It's back to a 14-point Sheldon lead, 32-18. Graves gets it down low on the give and go. Right back to Graves. Layup up, no good, but a whistle. And he heads to the line for 2. Give and go there between Graves and Makinich. A nice play there for South Eugene, and they get 2 free throws.
Yeah, seeing some creative sets with Graves and Elmore thus far in the second half. You got to find a way to utilize those two, because without them, that's pretty much their whole offense, because the other players work around them. So it's good that they're getting those 2 players open to create shots for them and everybody.
Free throw rattles in for Will Graves. He has 4 points, all of them in this third quarter. Second free throw, up and good as well. So Graves 5 quick. And Graves and Elmore have scored the last 13 points for South Eugene dating back to the second quarter. It's 32-20 Sheldon. Hankins on the top of the key, loses the ball. It's taken away by South Eugene. Elmore, right wing, crossover dribble into the paint, into the corner. Three-pointer for Makinich. It's strong, rebound tipped. Knocked out of bounds by Aiden Clark, and it's off, no, of Sheldon. My mistake, it stays South Eugene basketball. It was a fight for it there between Clark and Hankins. It goes off Hankins, and it's Axman ball. Graves will inbound here for South Eugene. Finds on the right wing Elmo, but the ball knocked away by Maggio off of him as it goes out of bounds. It stays South Eugene ball once again. Will Graves to inbound. Elmore now near half court on the right side. 4.5 left in the third quarter. Sheldon in front by 12, 32-20. Elmore passes to Graves, top of the key. Now left wing over to Mitchell. A screen from Graves into the paint. Mitchell now right side. Driving on it is Makinich. Loses the ball, picks it back up, back to the top of the key. Mitchell is left open but does not shoot the ball. Instead knocked away, taken by Hankins. Pass to the floor. It goes to Banks. Layup is up, no good, but a whistle, a foul on Elmore. 2 free throws as Banks goes crashing to the floor. Elmore can't believe it as Banks shot that one off the bottom of the backboard. That was not a makeable shot, but the contact, the whistle, and 2 free throws for Sheldon. It's the first foul on Jay Elmore.
Yeah, can't afford to give the ball away if you're the Axemen there. Sheldon just has been superb on defense. Haven't been as good on offense, but they still have the 13-point lead to show for the defense.
Free throw up and good for Jaron Banks. Couple of subs here for Sheldon. Owen and McGarvey in, replacing Maggio along with Herbert. Second free throw for Jaron Banks is short. Rebound taken by the 6'8" Aiden Clark. Now Graves across half court, right side. Elmore gets past Banks. Now down low, Clark, and a right-handed hammer. He throws it down. Aiden Clark, his first 2 points. And back to an 11-point lead, 33-22. Banks across half court, picked up right there by Calvin Mitchell. Backdoor cut for Owen, knocked away and taken by Elmore. He pushes the other way across half court, middle part of the lane. A deep 3 for Graves, just rattles out, and the rebound goes to Jaron Banks for Sheldon, his 5th. On the right wing, is Bailey. A layup hanging in the air, no good. A rebound goes to Graves for South Eugene. He's across half court. Now left side Elmore. Thought about a three. Probing. Passes to Mitchell in the near corner. Now top of the key. It goes to Makinich. Between the legs. Spin move. Layup. Up off the glass and good. Two more for South Eugene. Back to a 9-point game. 33-24. Makinich's first 2 points. A defense chant here from the South Eugene faithful on the road in attendance. McGarvey, top of the key, drives in a layup, up and good. The finger roll from Dominic McGarvey. He has 4 points, back to an 11-point lead for Sheldon. Left side is Makinich on the three-point line. A screen there from Clark. Makinich drives left side. The layup is rejected by Dominic McGarvey. He volleyball spiked it out of bounds. It stays South Eugene ball. Substitution here for Sheldon, replacing Zach Hankins as Uda Maggio, getting him matched up once again with Jay Elmore. Graves to inbounds. Finds Clark near side. A deep two is off. A bit strong rebound to Bailey and the Irish. Bailey pushes across half court. Pass into the corner. Knocked away. Taken by Will Graves. Up the floor for Jay Elmore. Layup the left hand. Rattles in. Jay Elmore in double figures. The first for South Eugene with 10 points. And once again back to a 9-point game. The game kind of hanging in the balance right now. Cameron Owen in the corner for Sheldon. Spin move, drives the baseline, passes it back out. Now left side, Bailey for Sheldon. Picked up by Graves. Owen right side, drives into the paint, picks up his dribble, looks for a pass, or the ball kicked on the pass. There by Aiden Clark. It'll stay Sheldon ball on the kick.
Real back and forth half so far, and it feels just there's a lot of energy in this gym, and it almost feels like a home game for South Eugene, the way the South Eugene faithful is just cheering for the team every time they score the ball, and they've just been even louder than the Sheldon students so far.
Bailey top of the key here for Sheldon, hands it off to Cameron Owen, right wing, facing his zone, dribbles past his man, but a whistle on the drive. That one will go against Cole Makinich, his second for South Eugene. And they'll be sent out of bounds here for Sheldon in front of their own student section. Another sub here for Sheldon, replacing Devontae Bailey is Zach Hankins, right back into the game after being replaced himself by Maggio. Banks top of the key for Sheldon. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. In this third quarter, a 9-point Sheldon lead. Some pressure. Broken there, though, by Banks. Passes to Hankins. Now top of the key. Driving his own, a floater over the 6'8" Clark is well short. Offensive board, though, to Banks. Now Hankins, right wing, facing the 3-2 zone of South Eugene. Maggio on the right side, behind the back dribble. Cannot penetrate the zone, though. Back to Owen, now in the corner, a deep two for Hankins over the 6'8" Clark, and it's perfect. Hankins, 9 points. An 11-point lead. Now the other way, Elmore passes near side Mitchell. Right back to Elmore. Thought about a deep three from NBA range, but passed it over to the right side to Makinich. And now right back to Elmore near half court. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Elmore passes into the corner to Makinich. Now he drives into the paint. Floater layup up good. No foul. It's on the drive. No continuation is the official ruling. It's team foul number 2 on Sheldon. No free throws. It's inbounds from under the own basket for South Eugene. That whistle, by the way, charged to Banks as second. Graves to inbounds. Finds Mitchell on the left side. Now right back to Graves near corner. Elmore, though, top of the key. 25 seconds left. We'll see if South Eugene holds for the final possession. 20 seconds left. Now Elmore tells Graves to get out of there. He wants to go one-on-one with Maggio. Down to 10 seconds left. Now a screen from Graves. Elmore left side picked up by Banks. Pass it over to Mitchell. 5 seconds with a fading jumper at the free throw line is off iron. Rebound to Hankins. A half-court heave at the buzzer. Just a bit short. Hit all net, but did not go through the rim. Through three quarters, Sheldon out in front, 37-26. Still a decent lead for Sheldon, up by 9. That quarter was won by 1 point for South Eugene, but you mentioned a very energetic back and forth quarter. It just seems that South Eugene hanging around. If they get one run, they're right back in this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't count out South Eugene still from coming back in this game, but there's been so much more energy in that third quarter, and South Eugene is playing better, but still the Sheldon defense is stifling out there and playing great defense.
Only 26 points for South Eugene through these first 3 quarters. That's an average of between 8 or 9 per game, about 8 2/3 or per quarter, pardon me. They average 60 points per game. They have 26. They're on pace for just above 32 in this game. Great defense for Sheldon overall. And if they keep that up, they don't need to score much in this fourth quarter. They'll win just with their defense alone.
Yeah, and great game plan by Coach Daniel Clark to shut down Will Graves and Jay Elmore for the most part. The South Eugene utilized them a little bit better in that third quarter, but still, Uda Maggio is doing a great job guarding Jay Elmore, and that's been the difference for the South Eugene offense.
Yeah, Elmore only 2 points in that third quarter. Sheldon offense as we begin here in the fourth quarter. Owen top of the key, hands it off to Jacob Frey back into the game here for the Irish. Now Maggio, left wing, picked up by Elmore. Drives in, passes it back to Frey. Top of the key goes to Hankins. Now into the far corner, Cameron Owen looks to drive, and he is fouled as he begins his drive. This whistle charge to Sam Harris. That is his first personal, and it'll be signed out of bounds here for Sheldon.
South Eugene showing a little more pressure on defense, trying to get the ball back to get as many shot opportunities as possible.
Maggio to inbound, looking for Owen. The ball kicked, though, on the inbound. This one kicks for South Eugene by Bryce Becker into the game for the first time. Maggio to inbound again here for Sheldon. Finds Hankins at the front of his own bench, far corner. Now to McGarvey, into the corner, Maggio. His three-pointer is strong. Rebound, though, taken by Cameron Owen. Goes right back up, rejected by Leininger. Now Elmore with the board. He's tripped up, no whistle. The ball out of bounds. It's off of Elmore. He can't believe it. He thought there should be a foul for tripping, but it's off of South Eugene, and it's Sheldon ball. Ruled a turnover on Elmore. He fell face first into the ground, slid on his chest. Now Sheldon going the other way. Top of the key, Hankins. Drives in, picks up his dribble, finds McGarvey on the baseline. Spin move, layup with the right hand, up and good, and the whistle. Leininger whistled for the foul, and a three-point play coming up for Dominic McGarvey. What a move on the block from the Sheldon post.
Yeah, great play. That's Sheldon's strong suits, working it into the post and getting buckets inside, and South Eugene at times has been able to stop it like you saw there.
McGarvey quietly 7 points to go with 5 rebounds. A good game for the junior post for the Irish. Elmore right side pass to Leininger. Backdoor cut. It goes over to Nakinich. Loses it. Picks it back up. Now Elmore right wing. A deep three-pointer is short. Rebound taken by McGarvey. His 6th board today. He feeds Owen in motion. Skip pass Frey. Left side to Maggio. Now to Hankins as the Irish set up their offense. Maggio dribbling between the legs. Backdoor cut to Frey with the ball thrown away. A turnover. Miscommunication there between Maggio and Frey, and it's South Eugene ball. Turnover number 7 for Sheldon. 6.5 left in regulation. A 14-point Sheldon lead. Harris, top of the key. Now into the corner, Elmore. Jab step, pass to Leininger on the right block. Back to Harris, right wing. A jumper from 10 feet out over McGarvey. No good offensive board, though, for Becker. Goes back up. No good. Rebound to Hankins for Sheldon. Now Frey across the timeline. Feeds it back to Hankins. Near side, Maggio. Picked up by Elmore. Between the legs. Drives into the paint. Loses control. The ball out of bounds. Off of Maggio as he's sitting on his backside in the middle part of the key. A turnover again for Sheldon, their 8th. And it's South Eugene ball as Herbert checks in for Owen.
A couple early turnovers for Sheldon in this fourth quarter. Let's see if South Eugene can start to capitalize on them.
40-26, Sheldon in front, 5:50 to go. Harris driving, catches the Leininger in the far corner. Has a dribble, passes it back to Becker. A jumper Just at the three-point line as it rattles in. Bryce Becker, his first points in this one. It's back to a 12-point lead, 40-28. Now Udamaggio picked up again here by Elmore. Pass down low to McGarvey. Pass underneath over to Herbert. Layup is up and good off the glass. Nice 1-2 punch there for Sheldon from McGarvey to Herbert. And the Irish in front by 14. Timeout called by South Eugene. Herbert 11 points. He leads all scorers. He also has 7 rebounds, 3 boards away from a double-double. He has been the best player for Sheldon all game long.
Yeah, Herbert's been great, and South Eugene just can't seem, they're playing pretty good defense, but they can't seem to stop Herbert and McGarvey inside at times, and to capitalize on that, they haven't been able to do anything on offense. So while they've been playing solid, they haven't been able to trim that lead for that reason.
Sheldon feeling good about this 14-point lead. Almost getting close to the time where time becomes a factor here for South Eugene. They're down by 14. They've been hanging around 9, 10, now up to 14 here in this fourth quarter with 5.5 left. They got to get a run going, and they need it now.
Yeah, this whole game I've been saying don't count them out. They have a great offense. They shoot the ball really well, but they haven't been able to turn it around with this Sheldon defense just stifling them.
Back in action here as Harris brings it across half court, picked up by Jacob Frey for Sheldon. The 14-point Irish lead. Harris still controls at the top of the key. Now he drives into the paint, fakes a pass, finds Becker top of the key. Now Graves pump fakes. A deep two from the left wing is strong. Rebound, one-handed snag by Hankins. Now Banks to Herbert, left side, barreling in, out of control, loses the ball, and he is hurt. And we have a technical foul against the head coach, Daniel Clark of Sheldon, as South Eugene began their break the other way. Herbert is injured. It's his left ankle. He went right into Graves. There was some body contact. Graves kind of spun out of the way. No whistle. It was a play on. Herbert injured and a technical foul. Free throws here for South Eugene. More important than the score here in the game is Patrick Herbert, as he immediately takes his shoe off, looking at his left ankle. First free throw good for Elmore. He has 11 points to lead the team. It's another one here. Second shot is up and good as well. No rim in either of those free throws for Elmore.
Super weird contact on that play, and it turned into a pretty big swing and what looked like a layup. South Eugene gets two points out of it, and like you said, Herbert's on the bench in a lot of pain.
Now South Eugene controlling. Elmore drives. The jumper from 10 feet out, rims out, rebound to Hankins. The jumper is not consistently there for Elmore tonight. He has 12 points to lead all scorers, though. Banks feeds to Bailey left wing. Now he drives in the paint, steps back, but a whistle on the drive as he lost the ball. This one goes against Sam Harris, his second personal. And it's a Sheldon ball up by 12, 4.5 left. That's the 6th team foul on South Eugene, so one more foul, and it's 1-on-1 free throws for Sheldon the rest of the way. Banks to inbounds. Right to McGarvey, cut into the basket, a layup, no good, but a whistle and a foul as he heads to the line for 2 shots. Great inbounds play there for the Irish, an easy look and drawing a foul for two shots from the line.
Yeah, and I don't really understand what South Eugene was doing there. It was a pretty contested defense, but they just seemed to push him right away, and McGarvey gets 2 chances at the free throw line.
First one rims out. 42-30, Sheldon still in front, 4.5 left. Second one up and good for McGarvey. He has 8 points, and he's now going to replace us. He's favoring that right ankle a bit as well. And a timeout called as well by Sheldon. It'll be Cameron Owen, or pardon me, it'll be Aiden Wagers that checks in for McGarvey here as he's a bit shaken up as well. But a timeout here with 4 minutes, 32 seconds left in regulation. It's a 43-30 lead for Sheldon. At the point now where it's got to be nearly a perfect last 4.5 minutes for South Eugene. The way their offense is going, Sheldon might score a point here or there, but that might be enough, given the way the Sheldon defense has been able to perform all game long.
Yeah, but you look at who's coming on the court for Sheldon here. They have not a lot of size out there, as 2 of their best big men are a little banged up. And I mentioned the inexperience as you see Aiden Wagers coming in the game, a JV player that doesn't see a lot of varsity time. So we'll see if they can finally get their offense playing with the lack of size and inexperience for the Sheldon defense.
Back in action, Harris across half court. He drives to the right side, now kicks it over to Graves, but a whistle on the drive. Team foul on number 6 on Sheldon, so no free throws just yet. This whistle goes against Devontae Bailey. It's on, Bailey, his third personal. Graves to inbounds, underneath his own basket. Finds Harris in front of his own bench, kicks it to Elmore, top of the key, behind the back, between the legs, into the lane, passes it over to Clark, loses the ball, and we have a whistle. A jump ball is the call. The arrow favors South Eugene. The arrow is pointing towards South Eugene, but the original point from the officials was Sheldon ball, but now they're getting it right. It is South Eugene basketball. As Graves will inbound here, down by 13, 4 minutes, 16 seconds left. Graves inbounded to Clark on the right block, spin move, right-handed layup is up and good. A nice move from the 6'8" Aiden Clark. As McGarvey right back into the game here for Sheldon. An 11-point lead, 4 minutes left in regulation. Bailey near half court, hands it off to Jacob Frey, left side. Now into the corner goes to Banks. Back to Frey, wide open but passes. Now into the corner, Bailey pump makes a 3. Now drives into the paint, kicks it out. Frey, his three-pointer, left wing is strong. Rebound taken by 6'8" Clark. He feeds the other way. Elmore in motion. Right side, drives into the paint, into the corner. Graves, his three-pointer under them is short. Rebound to McGarvey. He passes it over to Banks. A big stop defensively there for the Sheldon Irish. It's still an 11-point lead, 3.5 left in this fourth quarter. Banks across half court, picked up by Graves, gets past him, hands it off to Hankins, right wing. Passes to McGarvey down, loses the ball, and it goes out of bounds. It was an easy layup from McGarvey, but it lost it off his hands, off his knee, and it goes out of bounds. A turnover for Sheldon, their 9th.
Yeah, South Eugene's getting the stops and having the shots necessary to come back in this game, but they're not being able to convert. Let's see if they do with 3 minutes left here.
Harris top of the key, the point guard controlling for South Eugene. Now Elmore straight on, drives in the lane, loses the ball, picked up though by Clark. Back to Harris, top of the key. He drives right side. Now back over to the right side it goes to Elmore at the top of the key. Picked up by Banks, between the legs, spin move, into the lane, a jumper, fading at the free throw line, and it's good. J. Elmore smooth, and he has 14 points. And that's a 9-point game, 2.5 left. Hankins across the timeline, backdoor cut. Now pass goes down to McGarvey, layup up, no good. Rebound goes to Clark. Elmore controls across half court on their right wing. A fading jumper up, no good, but a whistle and 2 free throws coming up for South Eugene. A bit of momentum here now for the Axemen.
Yeah, playing great defense, and they're starting to turn it on the other side. Nice play by Elmore there to drive it inside and take advantage of the lack of Herbert.
And now a full timeout called by the 17th year head coach Dave Hancock. It's still doable. A 9-point lead, 2.5 left. 2 free throws coming up here for Jay Elmore, who's the game's leading scorer with 14 points. But you mentioned that Sheldon, Herbert still out getting that left foot, now iced on the bench. He will not play, looks like, the rest of this game. Perfect storm here with Hudson. If they can get a couple shots to fall, get some stops, this could be a game that comes down to the wire.
Yeah, they definitely need some stops. They're not the best defensive team, but then on offense, they finally have the chance to get something going. They don't have Herbert. They're a little out. They're lacking some players, Sheldon. They're missing some players out there. So we'll see if they can get some stops and hit some shots. And just like that, it could be a game if they just hit a 3 or 2.
One thing that does come into play here in the state of Oregon, no shot clock. So Sheldon, they can just hold on to the ball as long as they want until they're fouled or until they turn the ball over. But that is a benefit certainly for the team in the lead at this point of the game. 2.5 left, 2:23 to be precise. 43-34 Sheldon. 2 free throws here for Elmore as we get back underway. Elmore leading the way. He has 14 points to go with 3 rebounds, and his first free throw is straight through. He's a perfect 3 for 3 from the free throw line as well. Looking for 4 for 4, and he gets it. 16 points for Elmore. It's a 7-point lead. Closest been in quite a while. And off the inbound, a turnover on Jaron Banks. There was a trap for South Eugene. Elmore and Mitchell doubled him, and he split it but traveled. A turnover. Number 10 for Sheldon and South Eugene ball. Graves to inbound underneath his own basket. Elmore, right corner, three-pointer in rhythm is strong. Rebound to Banks. A big board there for the Irish. And a whistle and a foul against Elmore. It's 1-on-1 free throws here for Sheldon. A big opportunity there missed for South Eugene. If that 3-ball drop, it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, 7 points is as close as we've seen it today, and they had the chance to make it even closer, but they took a quick shot and weren't able to convert.
That foul is on Harris, his 4th. 1-on-1 free throw. The first one is in for Jaron Banks, his 4th point. Back to an 8-point lead. These free throws very important here for Sheldon. Banks' second free throw. Strong rebound to Elmore. Went high and got that board out of the hands of Hankins. 8-point lead still. Harris drives in a lane. Layup is up and good off the glass. Quick as well. Harris's first 2 points. Bailey the other way across half court to McGarvey. He goes up for a dunk attempt and he's rejected, but a foul is called. What a matchup that was. It was the 6'8" McGarvey against the 6'8" Clark. They went at it. Clark was for the foul and 2 free throws from McGarvey.
Yeah, Sheldon beat the press. They took a shot quick. Huge opportunity to get a stop for South Eugene, but they called the foul on the block attempt.
And McGarvey's first free throw rims in. He has 9 points to go with his 7 rebounds. A good game for the Sheldon junior. Second free throw, straight through, no rim this time. 10 points for Dominic McGarvey. Back to an 8-point game. Harris across the timeline. Into the corner, goes to Mitchell. Loses his dribble, gets it right back to Harris. He drives into the paint, left-handed layup high, off the glass. No good offensive board though for Clark. Goes back up, foul. The shot doesn't fall. And 2 free throws coming up here for Clark in South Eugene.
Yeah, Caden Clark's played much better in the second half. He's showing a lot of energy right now. He's giving it all he's got. That's something they were missing in the first half, offensively and defensively.
That foul was against Hankins, his 3rd. Clark's first free throw rims in, hits off back iron, high up in the air and straight through.
They're running out of time here to just be matching buckets.
His second free throw, strong rebound to McGarvey. Double team comes, he can't get rid of it. Now he finds help in Banks. Up the court to Bailey. He's across the timeline now into the corner. Maggio right back to Bailey. Taking some time off the clock now is Sheldon. South, you might want to foul here, and now they do, as Bailey is bodied there by Jay Elmore. And it sends Bailey to the line here for a 1-on-1 free throws. 9th team foul on South Eugene, the 2nd on Jay Elmore. It's a 7-point lead, 1 minute, 27 seconds left. 1-on-1 free throws for Bailey. His first is perfect. He now has 10 points. The 3rd Irish in double figures. Herbert, McGarvey, and now Bailey. His second free throw, good as well. Back to a 9-point game, and that makes it tough now for South Eugene. Elmore across half court for the Axemen. Drives in the lane, layup up and no good, but a whistle on McGarvey and 2 free throws. Lots of fouls here the last few minutes, extending this game, which South Eugene certainly happy about. Second foul, by the way, on Dominic McGarvey. First free throw for Elmore is good. He now has 17 points. It's been a quiet 17 for Elmore, not his typical high-scoring night in terms of jumpers. Lots from the free throw line. Second one is good as well. He has 18, 6 and 6 from the line. Double team comes as Bailey is pitching the inbound pass, gets it up the court to McGarvey. In the corner, nearly loses it, finds some help, and a travel is the call. McGarvey drags that left pivot foot. Another turnover, number 11 for Sheldon, and now they call a timeout as South Eugene takes possession over again, down by 7, a minute 8 left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, huge turnover there. We'll see if South Eugene can finally take advantage and get close, get within 6 points of this game, as they have not been able to do. But I think this possession could be their last chance, as Sheldon's been hitting clutch free throws this whole fourth quarter.
They got it as close as 7. That's close as it's been. It is 7 right now. They got it at 7 earlier. Then a missed 3 in the corner by Elmore. It was the closest they ever got. It's a 7-point lead. 1 minute, 8 seconds left. Both teams 9 personal fouls total. So one more foul either way, and it's double bonus for both teams the rest of the way. That's important here for Sheldon. They get fouled, take the ball back South Eugene's side. They get 2 free throws regardless of what happens on that first one.
Yeah, and also important for South Eugene. Let's see if they can take the ball in here with no Herbert, try to create some contact, and cut it within 5, and then we'll see what they can do on defense. Their trap's been working pretty well. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Elmore, 18 points. We'll see if he just takes a 3 here on the offensive end. He's across half court, right side. Now he drives in the lane. Layup is up, rattles in. A nice finish for Dre Elmore. He has an even 20. Ball inbound to the Bangs, and he gets it across half court, but quickly fouled there by Will Graves. Graves had 3 fouls in that first half, picks up his 4th there, I believe, and indeed it is. He's a foul away from fouling out. That's the 10th team foul, and it's 2 free throws now for Jaron Banks.
Yeah, really quick foul there. Let's see if Jaron Banks was the guy they wanted the foul.
Banks today, 4 points, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. First one is up and good. He has 5 points, and it's back to a 6-point lead, 56.7 seconds left. Banks' second free throw. Rattles out, rebound, tip taken by Clark and South Eugene. Elmore now across half court, top of the key. Behind the back, crossover. Drives, throws at a deep 2. The jumper is short, rebound to Banks, and he's fouled again. And that might just about do it here from Sheldon High School. Rebound at number 8 now for the point guard, Jaron Banks. Not a big scoring day for him, but he has been a big factor in this lead for Sheldon so far.
Yeah, and he's one of many players with 8 rebounds. Jaron Banks has 8, Dominic McGarvey has 8, and Patrick Herbert also has 8. So they've been dominating the glass, but we'll see. I think this might be it from Sheldon High School. I think this game could be just about over after that quick Elmore attempt.
And that foul was on Graves, his 5th. He has fouled out. Replacing him is Cole Makinich for South Eugene. He has 2 points today, but 2 free throws here for Jaron Banks. His first strong. Still a 6-point lead for Sheldon. 2 possessions, 44.6 left.
Yeah,
certainly not impossible.
Will Graves, arguably their best spot-up shooter. We'll see if they can get a big shot out of someone else.
Now a 3-possession game as the free throw rattles in for Banks. Elmore across half court, 40 seconds left. A deep 3-pointer for Elmore. Short rebound to McGarvey, and he throws it out of bounds. He gets knocked down, but then he catches it again as he is standing on the line. A turnover for Sheldon. It's back in the possession of South Eugene. 34 seconds left. Mitchell the inbound. Elmore near corner. Pump fakes a 3. Now dribbles into the paint. A floater from 10 feet out. Rims out. Rebound tip back to Elmore. Pass it out top of the key. Mitchell. He now drives in. Into the paint. Throws up a shot. No good. A foul on the ground. Doesn't matter. 10th team foul with 2 free throws anyways for Mitchell. But lots of time there taken off the clock. Now 21.6 left. And it's still a 7-point Sheldon lead. Here's 2 free throws for Mitchell. His first rattles out. No good. He hit his first 2 from the line. Misses there. His second free throw rims in. He has 3 points, all of them from the free throw line. Ball inbound to Bailey, and he's fouled immediately. 6-point lead, 19.9 left. Sheldon can make it a 2-possession game here with just 1 of 2 from the line. Sheldon, they've led wire to wire in this game. They led by 9 after 1, 10 after 2, 11 after 3. Lead by 6 currently. First free throw rims in for Bailey, and back to a 3-possession game, 51-44. Bailey now 12 points to lead the Irish. His second free throw rattles out. Rebound goes to Mitchell. Passes it. Now dribbles up the floor and set down the lane. Pass into the corner to Harris. His three-pointer in rhythm is strong. Rebound to McGarvey. Triple team comes and he's fouled immediately. For McGarvey, his 10th rebound. He has a double-double. On the line for 2 free throws now with 8.5 left. This game now all but over. And that foul goes against Calvin Mitchell, his second.
Yeah, not the best game out of South Eugene tonight, but they did not give up. They played much better in the second half.
McGarvey's first free throw is good. He has 11 points to go with those 10 rebounds. What a game it has been for the junior posts. Second free throw for McGarvey. Rims in as well. 12 points tied for the team high with Devontae Bailey. 5 seconds left. Elmore across half court. Now into the corner. Makinich. His three at the buzzer is up. No good. Rebound to Banks. And that does it here from Sheldon High School. Your final score, the Irish 53 and the Axemen 44. Sheldon, one of their best performances of the season, in my opinion. They lead wire to wire against a team that beat the conference's finest, North Medford. This is a very impressive win for the Sheldon Irish.
Yeah, it was a huge win. We did not expect this coming in. Right before the game, we learned that Jay Elmore will play. South Eugene had came off 2 big wins, and vice versa. I mean, Sheldon Irish came off 2 big losses, so we did not expect this win out of them, but the Sheldon defense has played great from wire to wire and did not allow any of the South Eugene Stars to get anything going, and they just played great today. A big turning point for their season going forward.
Sheldon, they improved to 9-8 overall, and they're 3-3 in SWC play. South Eugene, they dropped now to 8-9, 3-2 in Southwest Conference play. Some leading scorers here for Sheldon. Devontae Bailey, he had 12 points to go with a couple of rebounds. A double-double for Dominic McGarvey, 12 points and 10 rebounds. 11 points for Herb with 7 rebounds. He left in that fourth quarter with a left ankle injury. We'll see if he is able to play in the Irish's next game, which they are here at home versus North Medford on Friday. Also for Sheldon, 9 points and 3 rebounds for Zach Hankins. 6 points, 9 boards for Jaron Banks. 3 points and 3 rebounds for Uda Maggio. For South Eugene, it was the Jay Elmore show. He had 20 points for South Eugene to go with 5 rebounds. Other than that, not a lot of scoring. Only 5 from Will Graves to go with 2 rebounds. Also for South Eugene, 4 points, 5 rebounds for Aiden Clark. 3 points for Calvin Mitchell to go with the board. 2 points for Zach Leonard. No rebounds for him. Leiniger had 3 points and 6 boards. 2 points for Becker along with 1 rebound. South, just not enough offense other than Jay Elmore tonight.
Yeah, they a lot of their players that I mentioned pregame that have been stepping up did not step up tonight, and like Will Graves, among others, were not able to do anything against that Sheldon defense. It just played awesome tonight. So Sheldon played really well, and we'll see. I think both these teams will be fine moving forward.
Up next for Sheldon, as I mentioned, on Friday, a home date with the conference's best team at North Medford. You can find that game right here on SheldonAthletics.com. And for South Eugene, they're at home, versus South Medford on Friday as well. All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks for listening on SheldonAthletics.com. My name is Mark Randy. Thanks to one of my partner, Sean McPherson. We're signing off until Friday. Once again, Sheldon, they win 53-44. We'll be back on Friday for more Sheldon basketball right here on SheldonAthletics.com.